My name is Nate Sherwood. I am originally from Portland, Oregon. I was born in Viroqua, Wisconsin. That's a really tricky one because I was born there, but my family moved me out to Portland when I was 2 months old. When I was 23 years old, I moved to San Diego, California, but I don't really think of that as growing up, where I met my lovely wife, who's from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And wow, almost 10 years after we met, we decided to open a skate shop and move back to our hometown. So we've been open 5 years now, and yeah, things are styling and profiling. We're doing well. Can't complain at all.
Nate owns and runs EduSkate with his wife Lindsay. They sell skateboarding gear and apparel out of their shop in the New Bohemia district of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I wanted to know how he first got into the skating business.
The ranks in that, it was kind of neat because there was a lot of scouts from different sponsors, from different companies looking to sponsor people and whatnot. And it's kind of hard to articulate, but at that time it was a little bit more similar to baseball or whatever. Like if you're playing college ball, you got scouted out and picked out of things. Then came CASTLE, California Amateur Skateboarding Association, so I worked my way down the coast. And then, I picked up a few sponsors and whatnot. And then by the time I was graduating from high school, I was with Vision Skateboards pretty much full time. I worked a construction job that summer and entered a contest in Vancouver, Canada, where I turned pro. Vancouver Slam City Jam was the name of the contest series. And that was in 1999, sometime in that spring or summer of '99. So they turned me pro and moved me down to California after that. And I continued to skate for a living for a whole decade. But other than injuries, nothing stopped me other than that. But yeah, it's what I've been doing, man. It's what I love. It's my passion in life for sure. It's maybe a little bit too much of an obsession. About 2005, 2006 is when I started realizing there's a whole new generation of guys coming out. And to use an analogy, I could say this really nerdy, esoteric thing, but to use a kind of a soft lit comparison, it was like I was like the old, like Nokia phone, and I saw the new iPhones coming in. As much as we try to adapt and overcome and change, there was no way for us to, keep up with what the young guys were doing, for lack of a better term. And so I knew I needed to hang it up. So around 2006, I hung it up and got a job at VanErsvelde Skateboarding magazine. By about 2009, I realized that, I needed to find something outside of skateboarding. I took some night classes at Maricosta College in San Diego in psychology and sociology. I thought maybe being a social worker would be interesting or something like that. And then one of my friends approached me and said, you always loved working skateboarding, why aren't you still working? And I was like, I didn't want to deal with all the industry stuff. And he made me kind of realize that owning my own shop would be the best avenue. I decided to save enough money and take out a small business loan to start my own shop. I didn't want to compete against any of the shops in San Diego. I didn't want to compete against any of the shops I respected in Chicago. I didn't want to move back to Portland, Oregon and compete against the one shop I really respected and admired. So I came here in winter of 2011, and we scoped out a bunch of locations, and we found a place that our first location was right across the river over by Emerson Locksmith, right in that strip mall right there on 3rd Avenue Southwest. And we opened up doors by spring of 2012. We came out here in 2011. I signed all the paperwork and everything. Flew it back to San Diego, grabbed all my crap, gave my landlord the good old month notice, and next thing you know, me and Lindsay were in a car just with nothing but a dream and an idea. So we opened up doors in May of 2012. So honestly, it'll be 5 years in a month. Wow, that's weird. I had a lot of places that I just kind of narrowed it down. I looked at basically the amount of people that were skating in those towns. I would go there and visit. And I would skate around with people and kind of get an idea if there was enough I guess you'd say enough clientele to even keep it in business. And then I came here a lot to visit her family, so I got to know the area really well, just through the years of just driving around, meeting people that skated and skating in the park and stuff. And just mathematically, it just seemed like not only rent-wise, economically wise, of course, but also just population-wise, this was the best fit. So yeah, again, it was a dice roll. It was all guessing. It was all hypotheses. I was just sitting there like an MIT guy, just like, all right, here's where I'm rolling the dice. She's from here. She's got family here. Let's see what happens, I saved up a lot. I saved about 10 grand on my own, and then I took a loan out for 20.
Right.
The reason I did that is because I originally wanted the shop to be a lot of apparel and a lot of shoes. So the 20 grand basically just all went into soft goods. I already had enough to save it for the skate shop, the actual part I'm passionate about. But I knew that we needed shoes and we needed, clothing stuff. Every skate shop has that. It's kind of like pizza without cheese. Right from the get-go, it was hectic. There was this halfway house, kitty corner from our old location. And a lot of the guys who were in there, I'm not going to talk bad about anyone if they're trying to rehabilitate themselves and they've been through a hard life with crime or whatever, but a lot of these guys definitely were not trying to rehabilitate themselves. So they'd come in, schwack down whatever kind of narcotics, and they'd, you know, shoplift, or they'd run amok. Or one time this guy ran through the door and started vomiting all of our floor. That was strange. We had a lot of interesting run-ins. We had 2 break-ins over there. One break-in that was done by actually 2 skateboarders that were local, so that hurt more than anything, just because it was guys I actually knew when we watched the surveillance footage. You know, so that was kind of hard too, because, you know, it was like, great, now we have another competitor, and we have this, and it was one of those things where, you know, we were just trying to get our feet in the water, and, you know, they came along, and it was just kind of like, oh boy.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, that definitely was some economic struggle. Nothing was worse than the break-ins, though. I mean, if I'm gonna like have to just tally up to a couple of things, that was the hands down the worst 2 things to deal with. Anyway, after all the bills were paid from the break-ins and all that hoopla and all the kind of, lack of a better term, the friction with us and the other shop kind of subsided, we decided we wanted to move to this location just because my landlord lives right next door. And it just sold me on it. He's like, I live right next door. I'm like, yes, on-site security. I don't need any more break-ins. Like, you're sold. Where do I sign? You know. So 2 years ago, we moved to this locale. 1, it's closer to the skate park. 2, the landlord's right there. It was like, you know, 2, it was like the stars aligned perfect. You know. You know, it was all real grassroots, real guerrilla status. I would skate every day after work or before work at the skate park, try to meet new people. I would religiously skate there, skate street spots where other people are prevalent in skating. I go to Center Point or Iowa City or you name it. Any of the local surrounding areas that have skate parks. I did a lot of, you know, Facebook posts, a lot of, you know, we have our own Facebook page and Instagram and Twitter, and, you know, even at that time we even had a MySpace. Now I think that thing's long 86. But, you know, we built, you know, just through social media. We did, you know, anytime we had like a contest that we were hosting, or like an event or like a raffle, we would put up flyers at the skate park. I'd put up like, you know, just like big flyers like, this weekend we're having a 50% off on this and this and this, you know. Right. So, you know, we'd go get these ads print out from SPS printers. Another customer, his dog got really sick with I can't remember the terminology, but some kind of respiratory condition, and, you know, he was pinching pennies as a roofer, so he needed money to help the dog, you know, see the vet, and so we did a little fundraiser for him. So we did a lot of stuff like that just to show that we weren't just here to like make money. We were here to be a part of the community, to support those who support us. And, you know, that early on, I feel like that ethos echoed a long ways with people. You know, still to this day, like if someone comes in and they just have like a broken bearing or popped out pivot cup or a cracked bushing, I'll replace it free of charge. Just my way of saying thanks for coming in and seeing us. We made loads of videos. I think our queue has something like 200 and some videos. Like if you just go to the YouTube Nate Sherwood page, if you just look up Nate Sherwood, NATE space SHERWOD on YouTube, just look that up. It's like 200 and some videos. And then if you look at the EduSkate, just the primary EduSkate one, I believe we have 40 or 50 some videos we've done. That's just YouTube alone. And include all like little Facebook videos we've done, all the random Instagram. I mean, I think we have, our hashtag is up to, like, I want to say like 200 and something, 220, 215 or something on EduSkate CR. We've done stuff on Facebook where you paid for, you know, to have more traction on it and stuff like that. I can't remember how many times we've done that, but we've done that several times, and it's definitely paid off for us. We've done a couple of things. We've done banners, like on the Theater Cedar Rapids website. We've done, like, you know, paid for banners. We've paid for little insert, like brochure and ads and stuff with different, like, you know, programs, the different plays and things. We've advertised for like soccer teams, the water skiing team, and that stuff has all helped us out. Yeah, honestly, it has. That's the only place we'll pay for advertising is internet stuff. Honestly, I feel like I'd be, I don't know, washing windows on cars on the side of the freeway if it wasn't for social media. If they're just a young entrepreneur starting their own business, you got to be passionate about it and be willing to work long hours, even on days you're not open. Like, even on my days off, I'm at home on a laptop ordering stuff, talking to vendors, talking to sales reps. I'm coming down here in the middle of the night, vacuuming, sweeping, dusting things, folding up stuff. If you don't love what you do, if you don't really like live for it, you're not going to be successful, because now with the internet and everything else being so competitive, you have to be willing to just, you know, put your nose to the grindstone. You know, it can't be something just like as a little weekend hobby or anything, because, I mean, it's unfortunate to say that, and I don't mean to say it in this condescending or rude way or sound like some kind of, I don't know, negative person, but it's one thing I learned early on, that when I was treating it like a hobby, I was treating it like it was something that was, you know, simplistic. I realized the onion had a lot of layers that I wasn't seeing before. Writing a good business plan, taking your time, looking at different lenders. I mean, don't just go to the first bank, even if you've been banking with them forever. Listen to what they would lend you. Talk to other banks. I shopped around, you know. I went to like 5 or 6 different banks I can't remember off the top of my head before I actually got approved myself. You know, I have decent credit, you know. I always paid everything on time with my credit card and stuff like that. But if someone's not going to do it with a business loan, I mean, just factor in what you need, and if you can do it on your own, do it. I think a business loan is kind of a nightmare, because, you know, it was a lot of bills to pay for a long time.
If you need to pick up any skating gear, you can head over to EduSkate on 2nd Street Southeast in Cedar Rapids by the New City Market. I'm Neel Yadav, and make sure to stay tuned to KSB News.